Pearson came back with him and gave him the signal to stay where he was. Don't bring it out. First half stats.
Look at those total yards. The Cowboys only had 41 total yards in the first half. The Giants had 146, and they really had 3 opportunities of scoring.
Dallas with just 2 yards passing. That's incredible. Of course, it's a tough day to throw. Here's Danny White. He had a frustrating day here last year against the Giants when they lost 38-35, Dallas did. White is coming off an injury. This time he gives to Ron Springs. Springs gets out to about the 24, where it'll be 2nd and 6.
Those 2 yards that we saw passing, he's thrown for 32 yards, and the way they keep the stats in the NFL is they subtract his sack yardage, so that gives up the 2 yards.
The sack yardage was done by Jeter and Martin, particularly. 2 by Martin. Drew Pearson comes out wide to the right. Cowboys going with 2 tight ends. Dorsett moves back deep in the eye. White looks, throws, intended for Drew Pearson, and he is popped hard by Beasley Reese, and Mark Haynes was underneath the whole thing.
I'll tell you, had Beasley Reese, instead of trying to hit Pearson, if he would have had his hands up, he could have gotten an interception on that one. He had said during the week that he's going to hit everything that wiggles, and maybe better catching anything that wiggles. Now watch, now right there from the right, he'll come in. You see, had he had his head up and watching the ball, that could have been a possible interception.
Could have been a penalty, too.
A little late, wasn't it? Wasn't that his quote? He said, I'm going to hit anything that wiggles.
Anything that wiggles. Beasley Reese started his professional career as a wide receiver in Dallas. On 3rd down, White back. He throws. Knocked away by Byron Hunt. Intended for Springs, nothing doing.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of talk about these rookies. This Byron Hunt has played very, very well in these last 3 games, both run and pass. Watch, it's a zone. He has to get out here to take away the outside, the sideline. Watch him jump up in the air and knock the ball down. Well, that's the 3rd time that a Giant linebacker has knocked the ball down today.
Kelly once, Taylor once, and now Byron Hunt. Here's White standing back just inside the 10, and Beasley Reese back deep for the Giants. Leon Brighton, possible broken ribs. We told you that before. Reese up with a fair catch signal, and wisely so. Benny Barnes was looking in his eyes. So the Giants will have the wind at their back with their first possession of the 2nd half. It is still 0-0, and Brunner comes on. So they missed 2 field goals. Scott Brunner, the quarterback. Leon Perry is back in the game, so obviously his x-rays were negative. That was Rob Carpenter, stopped by Guy Brown. Guy Brown's presence, of course, means that D.D. Lewis has not returned since he strained that calf muscle. One thing that does happen on occasion is that Heckman and Brown now do swap sides on defense.
You know, we had the reports on Leon Bright that he had a fractured rib. We found out that he didn't have a fractured rib. Leon Perry didn't have a fractured fibula. We should see him play.
And Bright may be back. Here's Carpenter fighting for yardage and getting out to midfield. Bob Brunig tripped him up.
You know, that's very important that the Giants have Leon Perry back, because a big part of their running game plan was to use the full backfield, Rob Carpenter and Perry together.
And Perry goes out, and Leon Bright is in the contest.
So no fractured rib, no fractured fibula. That's good news.
He's got his ribs all padded up, as you can see. He's on the left of Brunner, who's in the shotgun this time. 3rd down, 3. He had a completion and then lost it. John Missler had it bounce away.
Now someone ran a wrong pattern there, because they had two receivers in the same area. Now see if we can see it here. That's Danny Pittman on the outside, and he's running it in, and Missler's right there. In fact, Pittman ran into Missler just as the ball arrived.
That might have been a 1st down if he hadn't done that. Who was wrong, we don't know. Dave Jennings with the wind at his back. James Jones with the wind in his face. Jennings rips it down. High down the direction. Jones, who feels it, took it down immediately. The way it looked, it was Beasley Reese who's the first man down.
I'll tell you, Beasley Reese had great timing on that one, Pat, because we know the rule. You have to give him an opportunity to catch the ball. Now watch, he does it. He lets Jones catch it here. Now once he catches it, boom, you can come in and get him.
Jones came very close to fumbling that ball. Still nothing. Perry with Carpenter in the backfield. It's Perry and Leon, who we thought at one point today might have had a broken bone in his leg. Doesn't run like it, does he? Guy Brown made the stop.
Look at those fans. They must put on every bit of clothing that they own to come out here and sit in this stadium.
The event you joined us late, it was 23 degrees with a 20-mile-an-hour wind when the game started. And if anything, it's gotten colder. Harry picked up 7. On second down, it'll be Carpenter. Carpenter will have a giant first. He's knocked backwards. Just depends on where they mark it. Mike Downs came up and hit him along with Bob Brunig. That'll be close to him.
You know, one person that has to be doing a good job is the giant right tackle, Gordon King. Ray Perkins says we want to run to the right, but that's a too tall Jones, and Gordon King has been doing a good job of blocking him over there today.
He really has. Too tall has batted down one pass. Gordon certainly held his own. Shift around on defense. Martin way back off the line. Bruner throws. Young has the catch in the first down. He's been able to hold on today. Charlie Waters made the stop. That's the formation that's caused the previous problem.
You can still hear them. You know, I was talking about the tough thing throwing about to the right is too tall Jones. Now watch the right-hand side here. You see, he takes him on. Gordon King takes too tall on right on the line of scrimmage. He doesn't let him get off the line of scrimmage so Bruner can step and throw the ball. Watch it here. Watch. He'll take him on short. Right tackle, 72. Boom, right down on the line of scrimmage. Keep on that line of scrimmage. Boom, the ball's gone.
Keep after him like that, and he can't get his arms up. Carpenter, flea flicker coming. Knocked straight up in the air, and caught by Perry. How about that completion? Mike Hegman batted the ball up in the air, but it still was complete. Watch this.
Looks like one of those plays that you call up someplace. Look, it's a handoff to Carpenter. Flip it back to Bruner. Here comes the Hegman. Hits the ball.
Comes right down to Perry. Bob Brunig made the stop. First down, Giants at the Dallas 23. They're back in field goal range again. Carpenter over the right side. Landry on the sideline pacing around. Attorney Stockner waving his arms. Second and 7 at the 20.
I think it's important for the Giants now, of course, that they just stay solid here. You know, we know that they get down there the first time and they missed the field goal. They get down there the second time and they missed the field goal. They got down there the third time and they had a turnover. So I'm sure they're thinking stay solid, no turnover.
Second and 7 at the 20. Ernest Gray, John Missler, both to the left, and now Gray swings in motion. There's his throw. Looking. Touchdown. I believe the man who caught the pass was Rob Carpenter. Still not sure. He got hit very early. May have been Missler.
I thought it was John Missler down there in the right
the man who hit him right at the goal line. It was a delayed call, and by the time they said touchdown, there was a mob scene over there. Mello will kick, and Bruner will hold. 7-0 if he hits in favor. Giants, and he does. 4:48 left in the third quarter.
Here it is, one more time. Again, Melody was split out to the right. It really is good defense. Look, it's double coverage right there. Melody jumps up, gets the ball, and into the end zone.
Amazing catch by Tom Melody. Tom Melody comes up with his first touchdown reception of the season. James Jones standing back deep for Dallas, and Danilo will kick off. That drive by the Giants, 6 plays, 62 yards. Kept the ball 3 minutes, 28 seconds, and the ball blows away from Danilo again. Don't forget a lot of big ones tomorrow on CBS. It all begins with the NFL today. Tampa Bay and Detroit for the NFC Central Championship. Green Bay and the Jets. Most of you in this area and in Wisconsin will see that one. And Giant fans will be watching intently. Beasley Reese comes over to hold it now. Jones goes way back deep in the end zone. Newsom again said stay there.
Or even in the fourth quarter, he said, we will win. Okay, right?
4:41 left to play third quarter. Perkins obviously knew what he was speaking of. See what happens to the Cowboys now. They're still using Tony Dorsett. Now they move him over to the left. Dorsett stopped by Haynes after perhaps a yard. Beasley Reese came up to make the force, and there was a vicious hit on him, and he's complaining about that. I didn't see who made the block, but Haynes made a good play.
He was right up to the outside. Again, the strong side linebacker, Byron Hunt, he kept it solid so that Dorsett had to go all the way to the outside, and then he was able, Mark Haynes was able to come up. Let's watch it. You see the guards pulling? Tries to dip in there. He can't. There's Kelly. There's Taylor. He has to go to the outside for Mark Haynes.
2 yards for Dorsett. 2nd and 8 from the 22. Giants up now 7-0. Pearson in motion. Rightful throw. A lot of time this time. He throws outside to Dupree. BJ hits Carson. Lowers the shoulder and rumbles up the sideline.
One thing about these Cowboys, they have so many weapons on offense that it's just a matter of time before they're going to start getting them going. Oh, geez, man. Getting them going.
And it's cold, too. White, 6 out of 17, 60 yards. First down as Dorsett trots out. Jones has taken his place. Good extra effort by Billy Joe Dupree to get that first down. Giants leading 7-0. Springs and Jones. Back behind White. Handoff Spring. And Springs outside the 35. Brian Kelly on the bottom of the pile. Springs got maybe 4.
You know, Tom Landry was telling us last night that Tony Dorsett has been having a little back problem. And he says he really doesn't have 100% range of motion and movement. And there'd be nothing worse on a cold day like this than a bad back.
His put him back in. Certainly not one of his better days. And Dorsett moves again back deep in the eye. 2nd down, 6 from the 36. Pearson in motion. Hand off again to Springs, and he's wide and high over the right side, tripped up by Kelly. Couple is all.
Kelly really did trip him up. What he did when he saw the ball come to that side, he penetrated and got into the backfield.
Kelly, another of those veterans with the Giants who have waited a long time for this, 9 years in fact. And in any of those years, no playoffs.
He's the Giant linebacker that makes all the calls. They signal into him, and he makes all the calls and the adjustments in the defensive huddle.
Jones in the game again. James. Crosby came in motion. Here comes the rush from Hunt. Jones has the first down, Dallas. Outside the 43, Harry Carson there with him to make the initial hit.
Again here, he has good pass protection so he can step up. He finds Jones right in there. It was a middle of a zone, and then the zone converges on him, but he has the first down.
Dallas out to the 43. The Giants leading 7-0. A minute 50 left third quarter. Must-win situation for the Giants.
You see those Cowboy pants in the huddle there? They have their numbers on their pants.
Here's White. Intended for Crosby. And the wind just blew it away from him. Bill Courier on the defensive position, but incomplete.
You know, they've had so much trouble with those blue jerseys that Tex Schramm designed new ones this offseason. And in designing the blue jerseys, he also put numbers on the pants. They're the only team in the NFL that has that, and I think it's a pretty good-looking thing. But look at their record with the blue uniform. The only losing record they have in anything, I think.
They are 2-1. 2 wins and a loss in these new blues, but losing overall. Here's White, draw play, Springs, breaks a loose from one tackle, but Bill Courier does manage to hang on. It'll be third down and 8.
We talk about this Giant defense, and they have a new defensive coordinator this year, Bill Parcells, who was one time with the New England Patriots and with Ray Perkins, and he's done an outstanding job.
Dorsett comes out. Butch Johnson is in, and so is James Jones. Butch Johnson and Drew Pearson go wide left. Tony Hill wide right. 8 for first. Hit it for Tony Hill, who has it. Still on his feet is Tony Hill. Hill breaks to the middle. Tony Hill threw a shoe at the 20-yard line, but he'll have a Dallas first down deep in Giant territory. Bill Courier.
Hey, it was just a matter of time. You know, Tony Hill had dropped 2 passes in the first half. This one, he's on Mark Haynes. Now watch the whole thing here. 36 man-to-man. He makes the move. He gets up beyond them. He brings them in a little. He freezes them there, then works back to the outside. Haynes goes for it, just go right over his shoulder. Now watch here. He makes the little move. He's going to lose his shoe. Right there.
43-yard gain on that pass hookup. Tony Hill having another outstanding year. Closing in on that 1,000-yard figure for the 3rd consecutive year. If indeed he makes it, that's never been done by a Cowboy receiver 3 years in a row. End of the 3rd quarter with the score. The Giants 7, the Dallas Cowboys nothing. Without scoring, 7-0. The Giants leading Dallas. First and 10. Danny White has Springs and Dorsett behind him. Luke Pearson swings behind him. And off Dorsett. Dorsett barrels down to about the 7. Harry Carson is on the bottom of that pile and the first man to make contact. 4th quarter scoring for Dallas, 101 points against their opponents 50. 5 times this year they've come from behind in the 4th quarter to win it. Twice against the Eagles.
That's what we were saying earlier. You know, they have so many weapons. Wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, kickers. They have everything, you know, going for them, and it's just a matter of time before they'll get to it.
And they have the wind in this 4th quarter. James Jones and Dorsett now the runners for Dallas. Dorsett again. Hits down inside the 5 to about the 4. George
He gets double teamed, pushed off, and George Martin comes back in and makes the play. But they got that middle sealed off. They got Neal sealed off. There's a little soft spot inside.
3rd and 3, the ball at the 4-yard line. Dorsett and Springs now the running back tandem as Salvi swings out in motion. Lawrence Taylor after everybody. Cosby has a touchdown, Dallas. Bill Courier couldn't quite get 6-6. And Tom Landry, they scored, but you couldn't tell it by his reaction.
No, you can't. But, you know, the closer you get to the goal line, the more important the tight end is. But watch what an athlete Danny White is here. Lawrence Taylor is coming in. Watch, he's right at his feet. Instead of stepping forward, he had to step backward, but he still found his big tight end, Doug Cosby, there. Watch, we'll see it again. Watch Lawrence Taylor come. He's one of the best blitzers in this league. Watch, he's right at his leg there, and Danny White had to step to the left and throw it out there.
Raphael Septien, you just saw tie the score at 7. We'll be back with more of the Dallas Cowboys against the New York Giants, where the score is tied at 7-7 after this word from your local station. High game at Giant Stadium, 7-7. Raphael Septien will kick off. Danny Pittman back deep for the Giants. He wanted it. Line drive kick. Hit Pittman in the head. Goes to the end zone. They drop it, fumble it. And the Cowboys are there, and the Giants will go from the one. They almost got a safety. Beasley Reese did pick it up. But that almost gave Dallas the lead.
Danny Pittman has something on there in his right hand to wrist, but that ball just took one of those bad hops and bounced up and hit him right in the face. And Beasley Reese got it. It was too late for him to do anything with it. It was like one of those shortstops. Remember in the old days, you're down there and you're ready to catch a ball, and it hits a rock, boom, hits you in the head.
Happened in a World Series one time. Hit Tony Kubek in this road. 1960, I think. Rob Carpenter, Leon Perry, the two runners. Standing way deep in the end zone. Carpenter gets to the outside, bounces off one, gets some running room out to the 5. Harvey Martin came across from the opposite side of the field to make the stop.
This is a very big series because one thing, the Giants are backed up, and two, they'll have to kick or throw into the wind.
So they need a couple of first downs right now. They give Carpenter 4. He got it out for a little bit of breathing room. 2nd and 6. Score tied at 7 in the 4th quarter. 12:40 left to play. Bruner will throw out of his own end zone and does. Young had it and dropped it. Guy Brown got the coverage they wanted. Brown out there with him.
You can't ask Scott Bruner to do any more than he did on that play. You know, coming off your goal line and making a throw like he did.
That's J.T. Turner. Giants have had some people who appeared earlier to be hurt seriously. And 2 of them have come back. The only one who didn't was Johnny Perkins. J.T. Turner. And he's had a few of those losing, frustrating years around here. Coming out of the huddle. 3rd down and 6 from the 5. Leon Bright in the backfield. Bruner standing in his end zone. 2 wide receivers also involved in this play. Cowboys do not blitz. Bruner firing deep for Missler. Almost had it picked off by Down. Down still running. Intercepted. That's as good as a punt, however. Maybe better.
That is, you know, the Giants were going to go for it. They had 3rd down, and they wanted to get it out of there on one play, and Missler had him for a step, but Michael Downs makes a great recovery on this. Watch, we'll see Missler here. You see he's there. He really has a step on him, it looks like, and watch Michael Downs. He sees the ball in the air. He goes for it, grabs it with his left hand, brings it in for the interception, and the whistle blew right there. Everson Walls has stolen a lot of the plays from Michael Downs, who is also a rookie, who has also had an outstanding year.
That is his 7th pass interception of the year. The Cowboys lead the entire league in that category. Here's White. Looks like a missed handoff for a minute. That's not missed as Dupree holds on and is really cracked by Mark Haynes.
You know, the one thing that is interesting here, Pat, is early in the game, the Cowboys were going with regular drop-back passes, and they didn't have a lot of success. Now they're starting this type of thing, these waggles, bootlegs, Danny White running a little more, buying a little time, and being able to find his receiver.
And again, as you pointed out about White before, it sure is nice to have a good athlete back there who can throw it on the move. James Jones back deep, back behind Springs. On first down, the give is to Springs. Springs was nudged inside the 30. Gary Jeter wrapped him up. The interception leaders, you mentioned Dallas leads the entire NFL. 11 for Walls, 9 for Thurman, and 7 for Down. All playing either new positions as rookies or, in the case of Thurman, a new position for him.
Well, that's an amazing thing. I always thought that it was very tough for a rookie to play defensive back in the National Football League. But the Cowboys have 2 of them, and the 49ers have 3.
Pitch back Dorsett. Dorsett rolls down to the 25, and if you're thinking about such things already, they're in Septien's range already. Kelly and Carson, the 2 linebackers in the middle, make the stop for the Giants. That defense, that Giant defense, has been on the field a lot.
I'll tell you, and they've done a job. They've done a job against the run and the pass. They've really been solid today. They've done the job all year.
3rd down and 4 from the 25. Danny White sends Drew Pearson out wide to the left with Doug Crosby. As Tony Hill wide to the right. Out blitz from the shotgun and has time. Crosby will have a Dallas first down. Out of bounds at about the 17.
I'll tell you, once these Cowboys get these combinations going and they're going to their backs, to the different tight ends, to everyone, we'll see Crosby. He'll start inside. We'll see Pearson outside. He runs to the inside. Crosby runs to the outside. Danny White hits him. Boom, right there. Lawrence Taylor is playing man-to-man on Crosby short. You see, he has him. He takes that out, and boom, he just can't catch up with it.
That's a pretty tough job for any linebacker, even as good as Taylor is. First down, Dallas at the 17. Springs fell down, gets up, almost lost the ball. A little bit of concern yesterday, particularly because they had some snow and some rain during the week, about whether or not this artificial surface would be very slick, and Springs just fell down on that last play.
You know, when the Cowboys warmed up today, they were having a lot of problems slipping. And that one there, they just dodged a bullet there. They're lucky that the Giants didn't recover that fumble.
There's Raphael Septien over with his little dwelling.
They all have some gimmick to kick into, don't they?
I never had a house like that. Here's White looking for Pearson. Jackson almost picked it off. Again, those two have a little engagement.
All the talk this year has been about Mark Haynes, but of all the Giant games that we've done, this Terry Jackson has been an outstanding corner. He's made big plays like this, big interceptions every time that we've seen him.
Especially in the last half of the year.
Did you see Drew Pearson come around there after he just brought that overhand right along on Terry Jackson, who's still talking to the official about it?
And Jackson took a swing at him.
That was Beasley Reese that was talking to the official about Jackson.
Terry has a brother who is a reasonably good cornerback. You know about him.
Yeah, I had him at Oakland.
3rd and 12. Again, the shotgun. White again gets away from the rush from Byron Hunt, looking for somebody, throws in the end zone. Going to be a jump ball. No interference flags called. Tony Hill, I believe, was the intended receiver, although Pearson was back there as well. And now it'll be 4th down, Dallas. Septien will come on.
That was an incompletion, but that was sure a great move by this man here, Danny White. Any other quarterback, or most of them, would have been sacked right there.
Isn't that an amazing statistic? 19 out of 20 this year inside the 40.
He's an amazing guy. He's the leading scorer in the National Football League. And if you ever started a team and you wanted to take one person with you, this guy here, number one, wouldn't be a bad one.
From 37 yards out, Rafael Septien. Long enough and good, and Dallas again has come from behind in the fourth quarter. They haven't won it yet, but they lead with 9:12 left to play, 10-7. Rafael Septien has Dennis Thurman up holding the ball so it doesn't blow off the tee. Leon Bright back deep for the Giants. Remember, they almost lost it to a safety a minute ago when they mishandled the kickoff. That again is going to be hard to handle. That's Pittman. Wright picks it up. A lot of room. Leon Bright caught from behind by Michael Downs, or he might have taken it all the way back. He had bad ribs. They thought he might have some broken earlier. He almost went all the way.
You can see that he has a flak jacket on there, and he came up holding his ribs, but he makes a great move here, and the only one in front of him was the kicker, Rafael Septien, until Michael Downs catches him from behind. Look, Septien takes the shot, just slows him up, and Mike Downs comes in and tackles him from behind. Well, that would have been a score.
Giants out quickly. Leon Bright in pain. Bruner drops. Throws it outside to Rob Carpenter. Dragged down by Mike Hegman. But he got 8 yards. They move to the Dallas 45.
Sideline here. The Giants have played the whole season. They go into the last 8 minutes. They've been last in the National Football League in offense. It doesn't make any difference. It's what they do now.
A.T. Turner is back in the lineup. Looking across at John Dutton. Brunner gives to Carpenter. Carpenter tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Harvey Martin comes over from the other side, but Hegman made the stop.
Hegman did. He came on a blitz that time, you know, and the Cowboys are doing more blitzing. Watch the outside linebacker, Hegman there. He just knifes into the inside, and he catches Rob Carpenter before he can get started.
Third down, 2 at the 45. Brunner has been the quarterback for the last part of the season for the Giants. His numbers aren't spectacular, but he's done a steady good job. To the right, they give to Carpenter, and he'll have the first down with an extra surge. Ed Jones wrapped him up, but it's a first down.
Those Giants fans, go, they're saying. You know, again, it was third down, but the Giants were thinking in terms of 2 plays. If they didn't get it, they sure would have gone on fourth down. There's no tight end. They're just going to work the middle in here. See the center block to the right. The fullback leads, and Carpenter comes right in behind him.
Carpenter carries again. His 23rd carry of the day. He had 78 yards. That'll put him close to 80, maybe 81. Dutton and Hegman, the 2 tacklers, and Jones on the bottom of the pile as well. 7:25 left to play. Cowboys leading the Giants 10-7.
As you look at Rob Carpenter there in the huddle, he's a lot bigger than you would think with a name like Rob.
230.
You tend to think he's a smaller guy.
Or a wide receiver.
Rob would make him as well.
From the 38. Long count. Brunner. Under pressure has Perry. The pressure was from Dutton. He didn't have much time to throw. Hegman was back there with Perry.
I think Leon Perry had a turn. He was looking for the ball over his right side and was thrown over his left. Let's see, the ball's coming right at you now. Did you see how he had a turn? He was looking over his right side and the ball was thrown. Oh, here comes the ball. Okay, I got it. Look it into your hand. What?
Did you drop it, John?
Huh? No. I looked it right into my hand. But I was out of bounds.
They got another ball. Third down, 7 at the 38. Missler in motion. Here's Bruner, look out. Bruner goes down in the grasp of Ed Jones, but forced by Dutton. It'll be 4th down. The Giants will have to punt it way out of field goal range.
Well, you watch these guys come off the field. There's too tall Jones, and they talk about the Cowboys have clinched it, and they won't. I tell you, they're playing awfully, awfully hard out there today.
Dave Jennings should be aware of the fact that he's a pretty good passer. Line drive kick will go down near the goal line. And right there, as it spins on its end, is Beasley Reese and Frank Marion to down it. So the Cowboys will take over once again deep in their own territory with 6:23 left to play and leading by 3.
Did just what he wanted.
Hit on its nose and spun dead on the 5-yard line. Dallas has the football. Dorsett, the lone runner, behind Danny White. And Dorsett gets hit right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing. Lawrence Taylor led the defense.
Lawrence Taylor comes from the outside. He's right up on the line of scrimmage. He's going to give him what they call a hard corner. Come from the outside. He didn't have a chance for a set, did he?
That is a hard corner. The rookie, Lawrence Taylor, second man taken in the draft this year, right after George Rogers.
You know, in the 3-man line, that's how you press the run. And instead of playing your linebackers loose, you play them tight.
They get Dorsett a yard. Now he moves back deep in the eye with a blocker in front of him, Ron Springs. Off Springs. Springs gets a few. Out about to the 9, and there again is number 56, Lawrence Taylor.
I don't have to vote for the Rookie of the Year, but if I did, watch this guy here. He takes on Doug Crosby, puts him in the backfield, waits, sees Springs, boom, and takes him down. I think great players make great plays when you need them.
There are a lot of good rookies this year in the NFL. There are a lot of good players in the Pro Bowl, too. Carson and Taylor, 2 linebackers from the Giants, and 7 members of the Dallas Cowboys. James Jones and Dorsett, as White apparently will throw it. And at his end zone, he has Ron Springs, James Jones out of the backfield, and Dallas also has some breathing room.
Danny White liked that one. You see his glove. He said, we know we need a first down here. We can't give him good field position. See, he had a good snap, good pass protection. And he can find Jones right in there underneath the linebackers. And then Lawrence Taylor comes and makes his 3rd tackle in a row.
Well, there was a good shot of Danny White catching the ball from the center in the shotgun. We talked about it last week, about him looking through the ball and looking at the defense at the same time.
Which is one of the big reasons that the Cowboys are so successful in the shotgun.
Dorsett jiggling and juking around out to about the 25. A pickup, maybe 4. Beasley Reese made the tackle. But more importantly now, as far as the Giants are concerned, is the Cowboys with that first down are able to keep the football and keep that clock moving. Less than 4 minutes left to play.
Only Dorsett, 36 yards.
He is now 76 yards ahead of George Rogers, who plays tomorrow for the Saints against San Francisco. You'll see it on CBS in some parts of the country. Jones in motion. Out to Jones. Hit immediately by Terry Jackson. What a play.
Terry Jackson read that one, and he was right up there. I think what the Cowboys were trying to do is they were trying to get Billy Joe Dupree out to block Terry Jackson. Terry Jackson, watch him. You see Dupree come here? He's trying to get. He gets there too late. He runs into Jones.
He got Jones' helmet right in his midsection, and he had to come out.
Boy, now there's the guy whose elevator doesn't go to the top.
I suppose you could call him a fan.
They have a slot. We'll see both receivers coming off. Here comes Drew Pearson to the inside. He just works in. Boom, right there. Oh, those guys take some pounding after they catch that ball, don't they?
You just wonder how and why they get up. The Giants have taken a timeout. They'll have 2 left. There are 2 minutes, 14 seconds left to play in this season, perhaps, for the Giants. 2 minutes, 14 seconds left to play. Dallas 10, all 10 coming in the 4th quarter. The Giants 7. Dallas picked up a couple of clutch first downs, one on a catch by Jones, that one even a catch by Pearson. Pitch back to Dorsett, he lost it. Ball is on the ground, and the Giants have it. George Martin made the recovery. Listen to this crowd.
They were ready to sit on their hands, and now they're all standing up. Now watch this play again, Pat. He's coming to the line of the pit, and what happened, he's coming towards the pit. It's a tough one to handle. You see right there, oh, it's right in his hand. He bobbled it, went right up his chest, never did get control of it. What a big play for the Giants.
George Martin, who's made many big plays in the last 2 weeks, makes another one with that recovery.
George Martin scored a touchdown last week against the Cardinals.
1st and 10 from the 45-yard line of Dallas. 2:08 left to play. Bruner gives penalty marker goes down. Penalty flag down.
And that's going to be against the Giants holding.
Oh, what a tough one that is.
Tell you why it was so tough, because it was late. It was way after the ball carrier had passed him, and he didn't have to do it.
They mark it back into Dallas territory, and now instead of being plus side, they're in the minus side.
Holding number 73, offense.
It was the left tackle, Jeff Weston. Now watch, he'll come from the left of your screen. See him, 73. He's coming here on a trap. He turns, he starts up the field. He's on Bob Bruning, the middle linebacker. He gets him right there. But, you know, I think when he called it, though, it was later than that.
Here's Bruner firing for Young, incomplete. Mike Downs was close, and it'll be 2nd down and 20. That'll clock the stop the clock with the 2-minute warning. And the officials will visit with Perkins and Landry. And with 2 minutes left to play, Dallas still is the owner of a 3-point lead. Pat Summerall with John Madden at Giant Stadium. Dallas leading 10-7. Giants have 2 timeouts remaining. Bruner comes out on 2nd and 20 from the 45-yard line.
One thing, of course, with 1 minute 58 seconds and down by 3, they have 3 plays. It's 2nd down, but they'll definitely go on 4th. So they need that 25 yards, but they have 3 plays to get it.
Young is split out wide to the right. Has some time, throws out intended for Perry. He just couldn't get it to him. The Dallas defender, Benny Barnes, had slipped down. Perry, you might recall, we thought he had broken a bone in his leg earlier. But now he's back.
That really could have been a big play, Pat, because you said Benny Barnes, who was covering Perry, slipped and fell down, and had Perry caught that, there was no one on him.
So it'll be 3rd and 20 from the 45. Leon Bright comes into the Giants backfield along with Carpenter. Pittman comes out wide right. Missler and Gray are over to the left. Missler in motion. Bruner from the shotgun. Throws. Pass is caught. Dennis Thurman was the defender. Missler made the catch, but it will still be much shy of a 1st down, and the Giants have to burn a timeout.
I'm sure that they want one now because they only have 1 down left. They're 4th down. They have about 12 yards to go, and they need a first down. They only have one more play to get it. Joe Danello's getting ready there, but he's anticipating that they'll get a first down. I think Scott Bruner was smart to take the timeout because you only have one play, and you better talk that one over.
It'll be 4th and 13 in this situation. Giants had to win today. And the Jets defeat Green Bay tomorrow. Or St. Louis beat Philadelphia to have a realistic chance for the playoffs.
Talk about pressure on a young second-year quarterback. It's right here on Scott Bruner right now with this one play.
Ray Perkins, very cold-looking Ray Perkins over on the sideline.
I think if anyone were on the sideline and they were warm-looking, you'd have to check something.
Be something wrong, yeah. Except for that guy with no shirt. He was on a different sideline. 4th and 13. Bruner being chased. Bruner throws. He has Misberg. Misberg fighting to get out of bounds, and he does. And now they're in field goal range. Ron Fellows knocked him out of bounds.
You talk about pressure, and you talk about a young quarterback. He did it. He talked to Ray Perkins about the play. They come up with something, but he made it by a little scramble here. Watch. He was rushed by John Dutton. He got by him, found Musler, threw it right where he had to miss it. Look at Ray Perkins' reaction. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. We got it. We get it. Yeah. Oh, boy. Whew. This is what football's all about.
Man, 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line of Dallas. Bruner gives to Perry, and Perry barrels down to the 20. Let the clock run. They play for overtime. Don't forget that early in the game, Danilo has already missed twice.
I'm sure that he has that out of his mind by now. You know, kickers have to be able to do that. They have to be able, whatever happens, they can't worry about it the next time.
2nd down, 3. Carpenter hit for a loss. And indeed, they are playing for overtime. Mike Hegman made that clutch tackle.
That's his second big play by Mike Hegman, doing the same thing. You know, it doesn't look like the Giants are ready for that outside linebacker to blitz.
One of the Dallas players looking over to the sideline to find out what defense Ernie Sutner wants on the field now.
Well, it's a fast defense. The Giants are really wasting time here, and they just took a timeout. Whew, that wasn't very good.
And Perkins just shakes his head. He knows it wasn't very good. 3rd down, now what do you do? Just sit on it and put it in Danello's lap?
I would take a shot in the end zone. You know, there's a place to pass the ball here, and it's in the end zone to that second pylon. You know, where you can throw it. If you catch it, it's a touchdown, and if you don't, it goes out of bounds.
If you're thinking overtime, and obviously Ray Perkins is, and so is Joe Danilo, Dallas is 3-1 in overtime games. The Giants are 1-4, and 1-1 this year. They beat Atlanta in overtime.
Joe, don't take too many kicks now. You don't want to leave it there in the net. You take a few, just get warmed up, save that leg, man. Okay, yeah, that's enough.
That's what Jennings just told him.
Yep.
He doesn't believe it.
I remember George Blanda wouldn't do a thing. He would sit on his helmet till it was time to go in. He wanted to save every kick he had.
Danilo is up and ready. They have no more timeouts. 3rd and 6 from the 23.
You know, they have to get the ball in the end zone or out of bounds. They don't want to have to rush this kick.
They have made their decision. Cowboys coming on a blitz. Deep for Ernest Gray. Everson Walls back there with him. And whether we play more or whether we stay for a while is all in the hands now of the holder, Scott Brunner, and the kicker, Joe Danilo. It's a lonely feeling.
You've been there before. I'll tell you one thing, though. You know, cornerbacks, kickers, quarterbacks, will be thinking, what if I hadn't made that third one?
Yes.
Now he has to kick off into the wind. It'll be interesting how they do it. I would anticipate a low line drive type kick.
And Dallas, don't forget, has all 3 of their timeouts remaining in regulation time.
Tom Landry's probably saying the last thing that I wanted to get into today was an overtime game.
As cold as it is, and with him already having the Eastern Championship locked up, Hello at kickoff. Jones moves all the way up to the 15.
Cowboys will go for it. Now we have warming up down there. He's getting ready. He's hoping for a shot before this thing does go into overtime.
A lot of things have to happen, though, before that comes to be. 19 seconds, the line of scrimmage to Dallas 27. Iron Hunt tried to blitz. Out of bounds, Tony Hill. First down, Dallas. They used 5 seconds. 14 now left.
You know, now the Giants can't play too loose here. See, they're playing to protect a field goal, not a touchdown. And they're just giving too much room out here. See, there's Jackson. He's backing off in a zone, but he has no one out here, no underneath help. You have to protect the sideline. Coach, just calm down.
I would have loved to have played for you. I've learned a lot working with you.
I tell you, these situations, I was a madman.
No, I don't believe that. White again. Again, they try to blitz. On a time. No good.
Here's Raphael Septien. What he's thinking is we need one more completion for about 25 yards. What's the end of this? Again, it's a zone. They end up double. Everyone goes up for the ball. Boom, knocked out of bounds.
I can't believe they only used 1 second on that play.
Well, that's what the Giants were all pointing to the clock and saying that the clock didn't start when the ball was snapped. I think they're going to run some time off here. Listen, Pat Haggerty's going to tell us.
At 8 seconds, please.
That's exactly right. They're going to run it down to 8 seconds. Tony Hill talking to Danny White, saying, I can get some room. Perhaps one play, John, and they need a considerable amount of yardage to get in Septien's range.
They need about 25 yards. If they could complete or make a play here 25 yards, they'd have a very good shot at a field goal.
They got a lot of timeouts, all of them, in fact. 8 seconds on the clock. White steps away. Does have the time. Caught by Dorsett. And quickly they ask for a timeout, but that's it. We'll go into overtime.
Well, this is what it's all about.
This is why we came and why they keep selling out.
You know, the Cowboys are complaining, but you know, at the 2-minute, you get to designate 2 people that can call timeout. And if it's not one of those 2, anyone else, it doesn't count.
Cowboys gathering around Landry, and the same thing is happening on the other side of the field. They're asking to come out and toss the coin. The referees are coming over to the side to see what's going on. I believe it's Ernie Stautner talking to one of the officials right there to find out. I don't know what information he's asking for.
This will be an interesting decision, though. You know, if you win the toss, you Do you kick with the wind in overtime, or do you take the ball? I would think if I were the Cowboys, I'd take the ball. If I were the Giants, I'd kick with the wind and let my defense win the game.
That's what they did at the beginning of the game.
Call a coin in the air, please.
At Haggerty.
Tails, he calls. Tails, it is.
Now let's see the choice.
Looks like the Cowboys are going to take the win and kick off.
Well, you can see from Randy White's jersey how fast and how hard the wind is blowing.
Won the toss and will defend this goal over here. Okay.
So that
means they'll kick off.
That was an interesting decision. The Cowboys won the toss and elected to kick off.
Is the Giants 10, Dallas 10, and we're headed into overtime.
It is entirely possible that the three words parents fear most are some assembly required. So we'd just like you to know that you can easily attach an exciting Atari home video game to your television set in under 5 minutes. That's right, 5 minutes. When you think about that, it's not surprising that Atari makes the world's most popular video game.
Nobody has to tell me to get on the stick. With the wide stick, I don't waste time or money. See, Speed Stick deodorant is so much wider than the other leading stick. Gives you effective protection in just a few strokes. And if you've been using an aerosol, look, you'd use up 2 3-ounce sprays and start a third before you'd use up 1 2.5-ounce Speed Stick. So get on the stick.
Makes sense.
The wide stick, Speed Stick deodorant.
5 minutes.
Because we're going into overtime, we're running into those basketball games, but we'll join them as soon as this football game is over. And what a dandy it's been.
All these fans down here are waving to you, Pat. I think they remember that that one that you kicked against Cleveland when the score was tied 10-10.
That's right.
It was over 50 yards. Didn't Vince Lombardi say to you, there's no way that you can do that after you did it?
Exactly right. Some of these fans don't look quite old enough to remember that.
Yeah, but they've had those seats for that long.
That's true.
To be sitting in these seats in front of us, you had to be a giant ticket holder for at least 30 years.
Ball again blows off the tee. It's been 18 long years for these fans and the Giant players. None of them have been here that long, but it's been 18 years since the Chicago Bears beat them in the championship game at Wrigley Field that the Giants have been in the playoffs.
I'll tell you, I know one man that's real happy with this because I saw him before the game. I'm sure we both did. Wellington Mara.
Right.
He's been through this, and you know, he deserves everything that they get.
Some problem between the official and Thurman and Septien. Hope it's not serious.
Septien is teaching Thurman how he wants that ball held. Not too much pressure, so don't push down on it too hard. Let it go when I kick it.
Leon Bright, who almost broke one earlier. Septien hits this one better, but Bright will field it, fumbled it, bobbled it at the 2. Bright being chased and around the corner again. Penalty marker down way back inside the 10-yard line. Perry is going to be called for clipping or hitting in the back or whatever.
Or one of those blocking above the waist from the back, but it's going to be against
Personal
Leon
foul.
Perry.
Clipping, number 30 on the return.
That's one thing that I'm sure the Giants didn't want, you know, is to get backed up here. It's obvious they didn't want the penalty, but they wanted to get the ball outside of the 20. Watch it on the right side of the picture. We'll see it coming in right here at the end. You see right there coming in right now. He just hits him right in the back. That's why I used to always say, if you can read their name, don't block.
Another coaching point.
You know, Jimmy the Greek was here with us, Pat, and he said that the percentages are the team that kicks off in overtime usually wins the game.
Anybody would know. overtime. Brunner to Carpenter. Carpenter broke one tackle, still fights. He's tough to get down. Mike Downs is the one who held him upright first, and then he got some help from the people in blue. Bob Brennig, the first one there. No question, it must be down in the teens now. The wind still blows. Carpenter got 5 yards. Move it out to the 10, 2nd and 5. They need a first down to get out of the danger zone here. Ernest Gray out wide to the right. Emerson Walls out there with him. Shirt in motion. Brunner will throw. Looks left. Mike Freedy in and out of his hand. Dennis Thurman.
I think that's why it was in and out of Freedy's hands, because of Dennis Thurman. You all talked about Everson Walls and the rookies and so on. Dennis Thurman has moved out here, and he's done an outstanding job as a right cornerback of this Cowboy defense. 3 interceptions last week.
And he's tough.
His nickname's Jack. Cowboy players call him Jack.
You know why?
Jack Tatum.
Brunner will operate from the shotgun throw outside for Ernest Gray and throws low. They'll have to punt. What they didn't want to do. This is why the Cowboys kicked off when they won the toss.
That's right, and I'm sure that's what Tom Landry told him. You know, let's kick off, get them backed up, play solid defense, and get the ball in good field position. Now, Dave Jennings, this is what it's all about.
James Jones back deep for Dallas, number 23, standing at his 45. Jennings about 5 yards deep in the end zone. Standing on the writing of the word giant. He's been here a long time. He's a member of that group. Jennings, a good kick. Faces Jones all the way back to his own territory. And James Jones, no place to go. The marker goes down. The Cowboys will have a long way to go. Joe McLaughlin, the first man down to make the stop. An early penalty marker.
I'm sure that was 2 things that the Cowboys didn't want. 1, they didn't want a great punt by Jennings, which they got, and 2, they didn't want a penalty, which they also
Illegal use of the hands above the waist.
They'll mark it off against Dallas. Now they need some first down.
He forgot to say from the back.
He did.
It's illegal use of the hands above the waist from the back.
Well, he's going to say it again in a minute.
Okay.
So maybe he'll remember.
Got a big play. That's in this year.
Illegal use of the hands. Pushing in the middle of the back. Number 27. First down.
Pushing in the middle of the back. Boy, that's...
Don't even give a breakdown to the exact spot. In the middle, not high, not low. Right in the middle we got it.
That's being alert. First down, Cowboys, their own 40. Dorsett and Springs still the runner. His words, Landry has left Dorsett in the whole game. White face. We're at the work. Springs has it. Carson takes him out of bounds after a gain of 8.
Well, one thing that's obvious this second half is the Giant pass rush isn't getting close to Danny White like they did in the first half, and or maybe the Cowboy protection is much better in the second half. This one is done off a play fake. You see it's from the I formation. Springs is the first back. Dorsett is the second back. He sneaks Springs through and then out to the right flat.
2nd and 2 from the 48. Double tight end setup. Hit back to Dorsett. Dorsett can't find a handle in the Giants. Lawrence Taylor. Giants have the football.
Listen to this stadium. This place is rocking, Pat.
Dorsett had a chance to get it back, but it squirted away from him again, and Lawrence Taylor came up with it.
Dorsett has been having fumbling problems the last 2 weeks. The second one this game. Last week he
team all day. By the way, if we didn't say, and I can't remember really, each team has 2 timeouts in the overtime period.
That's right, and of course it is just a 15-minute overtime. It's really not sudden death. This game could possibly end up in a tie.
2nd and 10. Carpenter held for no gain. Bruner still got the football. Nobody knows it. Scott Bruner inside the 20 to the 17. He fooled everybody.
I wonder where they came up with that play. That's one that they had to be saving for a long, long time. That's what you call a naked bootleg. Watch this. Both backs will start out to the right. Both backs go to the right. There's no one leading for Bruner. He just fake, kept the ball, and look at all that green out there until Dennis Thurman arrived.
I wonder if Bruner told anybody he was going to keep it.
Probably not, other than Perkins told him.
23 yards. Bootleg by Bruner.
That was a heck of a call.
Oh, wow. Bruner pitched back Perry. Brown tripped him up. Would you go ahead and take the field goal now?
No, I wouldn't. Not with this much time and in this weather, I wouldn't. I may do it on 3rd down. Now, again, when you do it on 3rd down, the only thing that helps is it helps if you fumble the snap or you have a bad snap. If you get the kickoff, you don't get to kick it again if you miss it. You know, we said earlier that if the Giants win this game and eventually get into the playoffs, they'll earn it, and they're earning it today.
Perry and Carpenter, 3 tight ends, 2 of them on the right side. Hand off Carpenter. He just hurdles over the middle. Gets down to about the 16, perhaps. Brown again, the tackler. And here comes Danilo on 3rd down, as we speculated.
On 3rd down, I think that's a smart play because, again, if anything goes wrong, you still have 4th down to try it again.
30-second clock has resumed ticking. Let's see, how far out will he be? About 33 yards.
33 yards, exactly.
He has hit from 40.
This is one of those where, he can't afford to push it like he did on one of them.
No good. No good. No good.
Ray Perkins is saying, what do you have to do? That one hit the upright. Well, this has been a tough day for Joe Danilo. Watch the Cowboys. They're all waving their arms, trying to distract him. Again, he gets it out, and he pushed it again a little too much, and it just hit that right upright.
Hit the inside of the upright on the right side.
So you talk about a game of inches. Watch Ray Perkins.
I think you know what he said. First down, Dallas. They give to Dorsett. Dorsett gets a couple. Brian Kelly made the stop. Let's go back and look at Danilo's field goal again that hits the upright.
From the left hash mark, he has to push it out a little, but this one just went too much. Watch it. It hit the inside of the right upright.
Probably another inch to the left. Even if it hit the upright, it would have bounced through. He said it again, didn't he? Second down and 8 for Dallas from their own 22. Blitz is on. Fumble is on. Scramble is on.
I think the Cowboys ended up with it, though.
Yes, Cowboys got it.
These fans, they're living every one of these plays. That was a safety blitz. I think we'll see Bill Courier coming, number 29. Watch it from the outside of the screen, outside of Taylor, right there. See, he comes, he grabs Danny White
couple himself. 3rd and 15. Jones and Springs into the game. 10-12 left in overtime. From the shotgun, Danny White. Blitz again. Lawrence Taylor's there. Picked off by Byron Hunt. Still on his feet. Byron Hunt. The Giants back in business.
Joe Danello gets another life. Anyway, says, oh no, you talk about what? Watch this though, what? From the right, we'll see Lawrence Taylor, a rookie. He comes, he flushes right out, and now who intercepts the ball? The rookie linebacker from the other side, Byron White. Byron Hunt. You know, these two guys are really going to be linebackers in the future for this team.
They both are big. They both are very quick. From the 25, 1st and 10 Giants. 9:57 left in overtime, and have you seen that sight before? Runner. It's Carpenter. A yard. And Jones.
You know, I would do one thing for Joe Danello here. If I'm going to play for a field goal, instead of putting it on the left hash mark where he has to push it, or putting it on the right hash mark where he has to hook it, I would put the ball by running it right in the middle of the field.
I know he'd appreciate that. 2nd and 8. Pitch back to Carpenter. Nothing doing. Yet Jones hit him behind the line of scrimmage. Gordon King disgusted with himself. A Giant is down. Rob Carpenter, I think. That's who it is.
He's had a full day's work, this guy. These Giant fans, they're saying we're going to get another shot here at a field goal. Let's watch again. We'll see Carpenter here, I formation. It's a little flip. Boom. He really didn't get started, and it looked like as someone was coming by him, Harvey Martin may have kicked him in the head.
Got his knee. Looked like it could have been in the head and also in the middle of the back. So it'll be 3rd down Giants. Now do you go ahead and kick it on 3rd down?
No, I wouldn't. I would still run one more play to the left to get the ball right in the middle of the field.
Scott Brunner has been over to talk.
We'll watch his last kick again, and we'll see what happened from the left hash mark. He had to push the ball a little from that hash mark, and he over-adjusted a little too much.
Rob Carpenter has carried the ball 28 times, and he's still down. There's Danello. Missed 3. Hit 1 to send the game in overtime. Losing at the moment.
Look at the knees. That's how you can tell.
Well, there can be something fortunate about that. It is that the knees look like they're functioning okay, except wobbling a bit. It'll be 3rd down and 11 from the 26. And Brunner has gotten his instructions from Ray Perkins. Did not use a timeout. Still have 2. 3 wide receivers. Brunner under the center. Whisper in motion. Brunner fires to the right. He has Missler, and Missler gets out of bounds. Once again, Danello will have a shot but from the right hash mark.
Right, the last one that he missed was from the left hash mark. He had to push. This one, he'll have to bring it in a little hook in it. It was like the first one he missed in the first half.
This one will be from 35 yards away.
He looks determined to get this. I would say he's going to pump this one through, right through the middle.
A lot of folks here will hope you're right, John. It's 10-10. We're at 8:47 left in overtime. Danello pops this one. That one is good. And the Giants stay alive.
Wonder where Joe Danello is right now. He's down on the bottom of the pile. I'll tell you one thing.
margin in turnovers is what did him in.
Ray Perkins couldn't wait to get that hit sent off. He said, I've been waiting. We did it, man. Let's go celebrate.
Well, we said at the beginning that there has probably never been a weekend of football in New York like what is coming up. And we got it off to a pretty good start, didn't we? Again, Joe Danilo. What happened to him? He's missed 3 times already.
Great, and that's why they have to be able to put that out of his mind. He did. He looked first to his shoulder, says, great hold, Scott. Thank you, man. And then the next guy in or two. It's the center. It's the guy that snapped the ball, number 59, Ed McClassic.
Those are the 3 that have to get it done. It's not a one-man act by any means.
There's the center. He's as happy as the holder and the kicker were.
Lawrence Taylor again excelled today. See that sign. And I think you're right. The crowd still doesn't want to leave.
No, they won't leave. They're going to stay here for a week, have a little party.
Let me tell you who's responsible for this afternoon. Charles Milton III, you saw it, Terry O'Neill, the producer, Andy Grossman, the director, associate producer Joan Bertrano, and the rest of our Emmy Award-winning crew, led by Lou Scanna. Congratulations to them. So it's New York Giants 13, Dallas 10. Now this is Pat Summerall for John Madden saying so long from the Giants Stadium. Once again, the final score, Giants 13, Dallas 10. Tomorrow, the NFL Today kicks off the final weekend of the regular season's play at 12:30 Eastern Time. Then 2 playoff series are on the line when Green Bay Packers meet the New York Jets and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the Detroit Lions, plus other regional games. Next on CBS Sports, it's NCAA basketball. You see either